Happy Friday. Good morning. I'm Meteorologist Ted Schmidt. Here is your forecast for today. We have some changes on the way. Warm, humid weather. We began to see that roll into the area yesterday. We had a high of 87 officially here in Rochester. That makes that the warmest day of the week, the warmest day of in more than 10 days. But today won't be quite as warm because of the extra cloud cover. This cloud's a product of some thunderstorms that have been going on well north of us, northern Minnesota, over the overnight hours and very early this morning. The cloud debris spreading southward, so we'll have filtered sunshine to start the day. Those storms will fall apart. We'll then see additional sunshine this afternoon. That's going to help us reach the mid-80s, not quite the upper 80s at this point, but 68 is where we start the day, just a little after 8:30 here this morning on our Friday. Definitely a warm and humid day. Very light south breeze, 7 miles per hour, 68 the temperature, on our way to about 84. The winds will pick up a little bit in time. Those pulling in some warm, humid air ahead of an approaching storm system, and the cold front is key in this because that'll be the focus of those evening thunderstorms we're facing tonight. And that's important because, number one, severe weather risk with those storms, and number two, that may be the only decent chance of rain we have for another entire week. Believe it or not, we may go 7 full days before we see another chance of rain in the area. We'll see that in the 7 day in a moment. But yeah, definitely a situation that bears watching. And I will say this, hopefully get that rain we need, and then beyond that, we have a long stretch of some pretty mild, comfortable weather. Today, warm and humid, a little breezy, winds at times 15, 16 miles per hour from lunchtime into the afternoon. 84 the expected high, sunset 8:15, and right around sunset is when some of the strongest storms look to roll into our area. 68 the current temperature, dew point 65, air pressure is steady, the wind's fairly light, at least right now anyway. Temperatures close to room temperature level, in fact. 68 in Rochester, 70 in Northwood, Winona 70. Here's our deficit though. We have 1.67 inch deficit in the way of rainfall. Pretty sizable. It's about half a month's worth of rain. We are below average for this month, and for the whole season it's about 2 inches, so we could use some rain. And ironically, there's not much to be seen once we get past this cold front, and the one chance we have for rain is that approaching storm system that may also bring us a chance of severe weather, unfortunately. So it's a double-edged sword. Watching some of these storms come in for the north, kind of holding together for the time being, but watching that activity weaken as it gets closer, I do think there's a slight chance of showers maybe for Goodhue County here by around 10 or 11 this morning, but I do think it's most likely going to fall apart before it gets here. But the storms have been heavy at times, some severe weather, some strong winds, and there's activity also in North Dakota with a separate complex of activity that's been generating wind gusts beyond 75 miles per hour in eastern North Dakota. Now, it's not necessarily what we are going to see, but the same storm system will bring severe weather threat here as well. Slight risk of severe weather, that's the level 2 out of 5 in the Storm Prediction Center's outlook range on a daily basis. And that for us will be around 7 p.m. until midnight. You see the yellow areas are Rochester, Mesa City, Austin, Albert Lee, and even up toward Wabasha and Red Wing, and the Twin Cities right on the edge there. Part of it is enhanced risk, and that's where that really strong stuff is going on right now in North Dakota and may impact parts of central and northern Minnesota. But large hail, damaging winds, our concern. Here's future track looking at those thunderstorms to our northwest. Activity at first fading away, but here's that severe activity that comes into our area around 7 to 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, and then lasts until about midnight. After this, we get a break. Humidity drops off. Dew points only in the 50s to low 60s at most for the next 4 or 5 days, and we see a slow uptick toward the end of next week with an approaching system that may bring us the next round of rain. That looks to be next Friday. But here's futurecast. See those storms to the north. Then here they come into our area after about 7 until about midnight. Best chance here in Rochester and Austin, that part of the area for the most part, right around 7 to 8 o'clock. It looks like maybe a little earlier to Albert Lee and Owatonna, and eventually up toward Faribault and Winona, maybe a little bit later, closer to 8:30 or 9 o'clock. But all of that then clears out. We have high pressure coming in, making for a really pleasant stretch of weather. The weekend looking pretty nice. A weak front then moves through early Sunday, generate more of a northwest breeze. Again, a few fair weather clouds, but still drawing in low humidity content in that atmosphere. So dry air and temperatures in the upper 70s for highs, overnight lows in the 50s in the coming days. 84 today in Rochester, Mesa City, 86, partly sunny, warm and humid, occasional sun and clouds, filtered sun at times because of the cloud debris. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, heat index levels upper 80s later today. For tonight, thunderstorms likely. It'll be mainly in the evening, 7 to midnight, the overall chances of severe weather. Beyond that, things begin to dry out. Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, 57. Then tomorrow, 78, mostly sunny skies, less humid, northwest winds up to 15 miles per hour. There's your weekend in a nutshell, looking at 70s, and then today closer to the 80s. But here's the 7-day forecast. 70s over the weekend, Monday through next week, mainly in the 70s. Next round of rain after this evening, next Friday, 79 degrees by then, but temperatures typically this time of the year right around 79 for a high, so we'll be in that range, if not maybe just a little cooler at times in the upcoming work week. But overall, a lot of pleasant weather ahead, but hopefully we get some of that rain we need. We have a deficit that's growing, and if we don't get enough tonight, that deficit is going to be huge in another week. It could be 3 or 3.5 inches, and that will be below average. That's going to be really hard to make up in the coming weeks and months. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Be weather aware tonight. Watch out for those damaging wind gusts and severe hail, large hail possible in those storms just around sunset this evening. And after that, though, have a great Saturday and Sunday, a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday.